What is up, everyone? We are back for a spin from the reel after a month-long hiatus. We're back. We're ready. We got a great show planned for you guys tonight, and I'm really excited to talk about what we've been missing in the world of Schmodown. But, of course, I am not alone, and I can only be joined by Shug and Allison. Chris is in the back right now.
What's up?
We're going to have some fun tonight.
What is going on, everybody? Hello. Amaru, please take Matt. We'd be okay with it. Don't worry. Take him.
Go ahead.
Take him. What's up, Kelly? How you doing?
Hi, Kelly.
Awesome to see you in the chat. Obviously, Amaru, I'm pretty sure #1 contender or close to for the IG title next year, which we will be talking about a lot of stuff tonight. It's going to be awesome. Yes, Allison has her voice back.
It's coming back. It's getting there. I've been drinking a lot of hot tea and just doing the best I can. Not like the drama tea, though, like actual tea.
Yeah, no, I'm excited. We got a lot we're going to talk about today. But first off, we got to do some housekeeping, of course. Tomorrow morning, because school got in the way and there was technical difficulties, be sure to check out the second episode of Real Talk in its new iteration with none other than Colin Morris himself, and he is my special guest. We're talking about just Lord of the Rings. Here's the thumbnail. Talked about the Lord of the Rings prequel series, just what we thought could happen, all that fun stuff. So that was fun.
Next, something else, Lord of the Rings, that I'm not going to watch.
Next Saturday, over on Flickin' Reels podcast stream, you got Miss Allison Salamoni's Behavior Geekology.
Next Saturday, I'm going to be
not next Saturday. Next
Tuesday.
Next Tuesday. Sorry,
yeah.
It's been a long day.
You're good. You're good. Yeah, no. Next, first episode drops Tuesday. Next Tuesday the 8th. But this Saturday, you can actually find me on Flickin' Reel at about like 12:15 Eastern time, 9:15 Pacific, hanging out with Jesse Swift and Scott Fox for their weekly news and views episode. So awesome. Just confirmed that. So that's going to happen.
Real quick, happy birthday to Brian. Awesome. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Brian.
What are you, 21? Don't make me old, please. Thank you. Jeremy Miller's in the house. What's up, Jeremy?
What's up, Jeremy?
Go ahead. Sorry, Matt.
And then tomorrow, Shug is taking over Real Sports with Colin.
Real Sports. Get ready for this one. Oh God, I don't know if you guys knew, but something happened yesterday. What
a wild bunch of games yesterday.
Oh, wild, and it's lit the internet on fire. So tomorrow's gonna be really fun to talk about it with Colin. So make sure you join with us. Corey Camry's in the house. What's up, buddy? Jeff Alterman. Quiz show. What's going on? How's everybody doing tonight? Go ahead, man.
Last but not least, Wednesday is Saber Reels with myself, Toby Barkwell, and Colin Morris. We will be talking about Mary Elizabeth Winstead joining us, the Ahsoka show, and of course recapping Book of Boba Fett episode 5. But yeah, that's
so excited.
That's all the housekeeping. I mean, just remember, everyone, we need you to subscribe to this channel. We love doing what we're doing over here. We're trying to get to 500 by our 2-year anniversary of making an actual YouTube channel, which is in March. So if we can get that growth in the next couple weeks, that would be fantastic. And actually next 2 months, because it's the end of March is our anniversary. So please be sure to subscribe if you haven't, and get your friends to subscribe. And also, see that Twitter down there? Subscribe to the Spin from the Wheel Twitter. It is a great place to keep an update of when we're going to do shows, things are going to get pushed back and moving forward. All that, if we get a delay, all that stuff, and just get our general Schmodown thoughts there. So, but with that, how you guys doing today? It's been a long day for me.
It's been a long week and well, it hasn't really been that long. I was gonna say a long in between seasons, but it really hasn't.
It's been a long freaking month for this chick right here. It's been wild. I'm not gonna lie.
She has been getting ready all day just to do this show by drinking tea, drinking the blood of goats and
I'm sacrificing middle children,
sacrificing virgin men. So don't go to the front of the house right now.
You know, just doing everything I can to try to work whatever. It's been wild. I had the last time I hung out with you guys, I was it was our Show Me the Real right before New Year's, and I was coming down with COVID. Ended up actually having it, and then so had that for like 10 days, and then was fine, and then got sick again. It's been wonderful.
That is crazy. But we're glad you're better now, Allison. We're glad you're safe. Glad you'll be here back on Spin from the Real for our first episode of the year. Yes. Matthew, keep going.
So excited.
But no, as you see on screen, it's me, Suge, and Allison. Chris is gonna be in the backstage and pop in his thoughts and opinions via voice for the time being. Just schedules are all over the place. Got a lot going on, so this is for the time being the best for everyone's schedule. And on top of that, we had been on around 9 o'clock the last month or so of our episodes because of Suge's new job, and we're sticking with that. And we know that's going to be tough for some people because another Schmodown show is on at the same time. And we understand if you watch us or them or both, because you can watch either of us on the replay. But with that, we do have a big announcement to make, and that is a changing of the format of the show. And
first of all, just because I love attention, whose idea is this new format?
I was about to get to that. You gotta let me talk. But no,
it's not how we roll.
But no, we have a big change coming to the show, and it was brought on by Allison Salamoni. We are going to give her flowers because she deserves them. But yeah, we wanted to do something that would set us apart. It's going to be different. We're not going to cover everything. I'm going to make that right now. From now on, we will not be covering everything in the Schmodown. And some people may not like that. Some people might. But we are going to be getting more into depth into some things. But the question you all should really be asking is how. And with that, I would like to introduce you to our wheel. Woo! That is right. We have switched to a wheel format. As you can see, there's a different category for each wheel slice. There's wild card, wheel slice of the week. For this week, new rules. There's Let's Talk About storyline. Give me the effing mic. MTS award predictions. First PPV announced. And Let's Talk leaks, where there was a lot that happened.
Can I point out Chris's comment in here that let the record show that Allison was on the show for about 15 minutes.
Yep. But yeah, so how this is gonna work is we're gonna spin the wheel at least 3 times per episode, at least 3 times. And those whatever 3 slices it lands on are what we are gonna talk about. It could end up being a short conversation. Maybe it ends up being like a 10 to 15 minute conversation. So be it. We guarantee at least 3 wheel slices. We're gonna aim for 4 if possible, but yeah, there's big change. We wanted to do something different. We wanted to make the name integration was a big thing, but we wanted to make sure we did something different and stuck out. So this is the new format for Spin from the Real. For wild card, I will make it known each week one of us will be the wild card. The wild card will be the one who sets the topic that we're talking about. You will not know who the wild card is each week. Only we will know. So if it lands on wild card, the wild card will get the screen to themselves, share their piece on what they want to talk about, and then we'll discuss it from there. Wheel slice of the week is explanatory. If we land on it today, we're going to talk about our all-time favorite wheel slice. Let's talk about storyline. If we land on that today, we will talk about where we'd like to see the storyline go. Give me the effing mic. We're going to talk about what we think the best promos of the MTS are, whether that is a nerd chronic edited one or just one given on Facebook or anything like that. So Awards predictions, self-explanatory. The first PPV being announced, self-explanatory. And let's talk about leaks after the last couple days is self-explanatory.
We gotta talk about those leaks.
Oh God, I hope we land on leaks. I hope we land on leaks.
3 of these slices will always be on the wheel. Those 3 slices are wild card, wheel slice of the week, and let's talk about storyline. Every other slice, well, besides like ones that are week specific, will basically be on for a couple weeks, and then maybe it'll be off for a couple weeks and come back on for a couple weeks. But
we're going to keep this format too. When we have guests on, we'll just change things out rather than just strictly schmodown stuff.
The guests will be more personal. We are working on getting guests as we speak. We might have one to announce for you by the end of the day. And but yeah, we got a lot going on here. So without further ado,
let's give that baby a spin.
Yes, sir.
Oh, hey, who was first?
Same order. So me, you, okay. Allison. Oh my God.
Let's go.
Wow.
Let's talk about the leaks.
Yes, the leaks, baby.
All right. So Shug, I'm gonna let you start
with me
because I know you have the most to say on this. So Shug, Shug, the floor is yours, sir.
The floor is. Oh my God. I mean, good Lord. Where do we start? Where do we start? Rigged? Yes, rigged. Fact. It is fact that this is rigged. I mean, where do we start? Well, first off, if you don't know what we're talking about, on Reddit, there was yo, what's up, Tony? There was a somebody who apparently works for the Schmodown. Was it because it did? They said fan. Did they say fan or Schmodown?
No, it said Schmodown.
No, it said someone who works. I work for a Schmodown.
Yeah, they work for the
Schmodown. It's like a diatribe.
and they leaked pretty much all this information. Christian came out and said that none of it was true.
Well, first, before he even said that, he
pimped it out.
He shared it. Like he shared it on the Facebook group. He was like, "Oh, look what happened to us."
It's kind of weird.
And then was like, "Nah, y'all shouldn't be, threatening or questioning people whether because I guess a lot of people are messaging Abby Friel like, is this you?" So who knows who did it? I think everyone has their assumptions on it, but I don't know if there's. I think the leaks itself were taken down, so I don't. Yes,
they were taken down Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, I didn't screenshot them, and I feel like I should have.
I think
you can go into the Reddit and look at the responses, and the responses still have a lot of what was leaked
of what was in there. I know one of the big ones. So the big one that started it off was, Janine versus Bibbs as like one of the opening matches as like a number 1 contender match to go against Marisol was one of the first ones.
Yeah.
Yes. Janine versus Bibbs. There was also the confirmation of Rick Radis versus Kevin Smith. There was talk about Deception being broken up. Star Wars being primarily 3-ways and 5-ways. There was some talk about the FCL. About how
there was one about the FCL being disbanded, right? But
possibly, which is someone who works for the FCL. I'm hoping that's not true because I love my side gig.
Otherwise, you lose a job, basically.
Yeah.
So, I mean, which one of these leaks do you believe? Like, what's the most believable one that we saw?
I mean, for me personally, I would have to say Smith versus Radis because that had been hinted at heavily, whether it's been Twitter, Radis himself talking at his booth at Spectacular. Hell,
guys, look at this nice note I got from him today, by the way, since we're talking about Rick Radis. Look at that. I got a little note in the mail with my little pin.
That's awesome.
Nice.
And they say Rick Radis is a bad guy.
They say he's a bad guy.
Jeremy Miller, is it possible that Christian was just trolling or actual troll on Reddit? I don't know if you guys saw his tweet, but I made a comment with the meme. I don't know if it was. I don't know. Maybe it was Christian. To me, it's real funny. I think it's real funny that this pops up right at the beginning of the season, and we're all talking about it now. I think one of the leaks that actually I really thought was true was the Star Wars thing, because all the Star Wars players, I believe, other than Sean Sullivan, Adam Witt, aces between Arizona and California, everybody else
back to California.
Yeah, but he goes in between. Every couple of weeks he goes in between. Everybody else is out of state. The Damons are in Atlanta. The Dimalantas are in Florida.
Harper's in Virginia.
Harper's in Virginia.
Zach Pennsylvania.
Zach Burkett's, I believe, in Atlanta. Gold leaders in Atlanta. So to me, that was the most believable because it makes sense. Now, would we only have, because they said on there, Nikki and
Andrew would be Nikki versus Andrew for a number one contender,
and then the rest of the matches would be 5 ways or 7 ways. I kind of believe that, to be honest with you, because it makes the most sense. Andrew was the last champion. Other than maybe Gold Leader being in that situation, I don't see who I really feel would be Nikki and Andrew. I don't feel. Maybe Gold Leader would have an outside shot, but that makes the most sense. And the fact that everyone lives out of state, just do digital matches, 5 or in-person matches, but get everybody in at one time instead of doing individual matches or 2 people playing each other, because it makes the most sense, because it would be hard to fly everybody out different times.
So Jeff brings up a valid point. So many of the prospective Star Wars players are for 3/5 ways, and there's no way for their travel to be covered like that. That's a lot.
But that's what I'm saying. If you have it all, if you have it a 3 or 5 way, you can say, okay, this is the weekend we're going to do it. We're going to fly everybody out.
Well, Shug,
or we need you to come out.
Shug, I have a theory to this, and this is just basing it off of how, and you know this, how Schmodown used to be, where we had like 4 Star Wars matches total for the year. We had a championship match. The celebration match became a yearly match, which guess what's happening in April? Or excuse me, end of May. Celebration. And then we would have a number one contenders match after that, and the championship match again. I honestly think that's where we're heading right now. We're gonna have a number one contenders match, a double match for celebration where you have the 5-way, and then you have the winner of the 5-way play Harper the next day, like they did in Chicago. And I think the 2 people who place second and third in that 5-way will end up playing in number one contenders match later in the year, and then the winner of that will play Harper at Spectacular. I think that's where we're heading with Star Wars, especially since most of that division is spread out throughout the country, and it sucks to say, because after 2 years of fantastic Star Wars play and just seeing this division grow and expand like it has, that's insane to just feel like we're going to go back to that.
Especially with the character work that's come so far for a division that hasn't really had a whole lot of that, I mean, you got Laura Kelly with her Joker promo. I mean, we can talk about that later if we land on that wheel slice. But from there on top, and then you have just people like Harper and Gold Leader, and the rivalry and the feud that started. And it's been such a fun division to really kind of watch grow, because I've never been the biggest Star Wars fan. But I think we also got Chris says he has some stuff if we want to bring him in real quick.
Oh yeah. What's going on, y'all? So there was a lot that was said in that Reddit post, and the first thing I want to mention is that there were going to be some folks not participating this year. Just to name a few.
Yes.
Downtown Griffey Newman, Josh Horowitz, because of the demand for in-studio matches. According to this leaker, they didn't know if they would be able to commit to in-studio matches. And the future of Mara Knopik and Dan Murrell was also brought into question. So just to put that out there in the bigger who's going to compete this year, the thought process and the whole discourse about that. But there were some other crazy things that were mentioned. And I quote, that this year was a make it or break it year for the Schmodown. And this seemed like a real bigger picture type of deal that has nothing to do with the trivia. It was more of a skybound thing. That's what made all this real. Like, is it valid? Is it legit? Like, because that's real deep cutty for us fans to just know offhand.
Well, not only that, well, the whole thing, I think that was even in there, whether the leak was real or not. Someone was going to put that in there because Christian himself was on SEN talking about how they lost $15K over Spectacular. So, excuse me, when you put information out there like that, like in such a public space, and you say, hey, here's what happened. Like, I get that you're being transparent, but of course, whoever is doing the leaks is going to like latch onto it and try to make it sound scary and big. And like, this could be it. Like this might be the last run, you know? So it makes me, that's where it kind of makes me question who actually did these leaks off of, because a lot of it, because of that part right there.
And just to throw some other things out there before we keep time going. The first Star Wars match of the year was supposed to be a #1 contender between the Dimalantas, Nikki and Andrew. That's what the supposed first match was going to be. Maybe in person, maybe not. Who knows? There was an Ace Cabrera heel turn in the works as well. Laura Kelly sticking on Star Wars. She was supposedly going to stay with Swag. Like, there were a lot of different who's going to stay with what faction. And Deception was the team that's going to break up, according to this leaker, and how there's going to be a push for Janine to team up with Marisol going into next year if the title picture doesn't pan out the way certain folks in the Schmodown wanted to. And we also got a pseudo confirmation, even though I think we talked about it on the show before, where Final Exam is also done as a team. Many teams breaking up, and not too many teams will stay together going into next year, according to this leaker.
Danger Zone breaking up was another one. I think they said too in that leak as well.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, how do you feel about that, Allison, being a big Griffin New fan
and a big Ben Bateman fan?
Yeah, no, but before we get to Ben Bateman, and we'll get to some of the comments like Ryan Payne and Jeremy were saying about Abby, how do you feel about the leaker saying that Griffin Newman wasn't going to come back after that year that he had? You didn't think he was going to come back?
I think that being digital had its perks for people like Griffin Newman, with the entertainment factor and things like that. I am bummed if it's true if he's not coming back, because I just love Griffin Newman just in general. But I'm not surprised if that's the case, just because it is a lot of cross-country travel, and he does it for other reasons, but syncing up, trying, like it's with how the world is right now. Like I can see why that would be a possibility of him not coming back.
Yeah, for sure. And going back to some of the comments, obviously Jeremy Miller said, I felt so bad for Abby. She was accused of being a leaker. Yeah, I don't think Abby would leak anything. Ryan Payne the same. It was very frustrating to see Abby and a few others getting accused of leaks.
It's so frustrating when people take something fun and just like run with it atrociously. It drives me insane.
Yeah, it really was. I mean, and I responded to Christian, and I wasn't accusing Abby. Look, let's be honest. It's been said before. Christian Harloff is the Vince McMahon of the Schmodown. It would make sense. It would look at.
Let's just keep blaming Christian so he ends up getting over here and jumping in the chat to defend himself. Let's just keep throwing it out there.
I mean, go back to when Stephanie McMahon was abducted by the Army of Darkness, or Army I forgot what they were called, but it was Undertaker, and it ended up being Vince McMahon was behind it.
Yeah,
this could be the same thing with Christian. I would,
sure.
And it actually would be fun, to be honest. I would, if he was the Schmominati, or if he was the one doing all this, it would be hilarious. So, you know what? I don't know whoever the person that leaked, and I agree with a lot of the comments. I do believe that some of these leaks, Ministry of Darkness. Thank you. Thank you, Chris. I think that some of these leaks are fake, but I believe some of them are real. There's some validation in some of these. Deception breaking up. Wow. Could you imagine Deception breaking up and then Janine and Marisol being partnered up? But that would be weird, because supposedly in the leaks, Janine's going to play bids for a #1 contender spot So why would you put?
But it wouldn't be weird at the same time because Suge, think about this. We're going back to that old Schmodown way, so they can be playing against each other earlier in the year, and then later on be like, you know what? We've played each other a couple times. Let's quit playing each other and let's play with each other. That kind of deal.
There you go. He was the one lurking behind Grace and Shannon's teams last year. Yeah.
Look at Corruption. He was the one behind Corruption the entire time and was using Mike Kalinowski as a puppet. There's been plenty of times in the past when Christian has been pulling all these strings and trying to make us fans think it wasn't him.
For sure. And then Mike Deacon in here taking shots at Jeff. Deception breaking up would make sense because they're ultimately a losing team.
He's not wrong. Yeah, they have a losing record. They're 2-3, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not like they're a world-beating team. They have world-beating talent. They're just not a world-beating team.
Part of me thinks that Christian doesn't know how to use Reddit. So
Damn, Jeremy.
Damn, Jeremy.
Damn. Savage, Jeremy. Savage.
Jeremy says, Spin, give me the effing mic and wanted to go after. All right, Jeremy. Better make sure he doesn't watch this.
Who knows? I'm excited to see, what's to come. I mean, bummed about Danger Zone breaking up. That's the team that got me into Schmodown.
Was anything mentioned about Bateman and where he's gonna go if he we don't know if Danger Zone is breaking up. I'm assuming he's sticking with Dungeon. It just makes sense. But here's the thing though, and I said it last year when we started hearing about this whole thing about the formats and how people were gonna keep the team, keep the factions. Who does Kaiser keep? There was a kind of a riff at the end.
Oh, there was something about
Parker. There was Parker about something in Smash.
There was something about Parker going
I thought you were setting that up perfectly.
Well, what I'm saying is, where does Bateman go? But then also, too, it segues, where does Parker go? Because we know Smets is coming back. Kaiser and Smets are boys. They've been boys. This is outside of Schmodown. Mm-hmm. Kaiser was there when his daughter was born. He was there during his cancer treatments. He was there for all this stuff. So what happens now? What happens with that situation?
Yeah. I think it's either going to be, he's either going to another. I mean, I don't see Parker going into free agency. I think he will get picked up by another faction that needs a good IG player because he is a fantastic IG player. So I think we'll see him somewhere for sure. But yeah, it's like Jeff even said, it was kind of known that Christian didn't really like Danger Zone. No way. They were going to kind of let them stay together, which is true, but I mean, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for that Danger Zone midterms match. So, a little bit of a bummer.
I was there live right next to Chris while Matt was up in the rafters being the jerk off.
Hey, I told you guys to come up there. Don't
they were not letting two brown people come up there.
Let me go up there with Winston, and we're two brown people.
There was one too many already up there. Anyone notice Parker jumped on the stage at the end of Spectacular, was ignored by Kaiser Smith? Absolutely.
Yeah, and it was mentioned
that
I
think that was one of the ones. Yeah, being managed by Wit. That was another thing. Wit was we got to wrap this up too shortly so we can get another spin in here. But the manager announcements in the leaks, Wits and possibly Sabrina Ramirez.
I like to see Sabrina as a manager.
I think
she has swag. She has swagger. She has personality. I love to see that. Jeff Alterman, also known as Quiz Show. It's been widely speculated, except on the open circuit, that Wit will manage. She can take Parker. They can create their civil war of the new group of Dungeon Smets return.
It's breaking Suge's heart, but it's so true.
But it would be fun.
Yes.
But we know, like Smets is coming back from fucking cancer. Like
I know.
I know. It's a great thing to celebrate. He's doing so well. He's coming back. We're gonna be so happy. I don't want to see fighting between him and Parker.
Neither do I.
Boys,
break my heart.
Yeah, that's gonna just break my heart. But I think we're at time with that subject.
Yes.
Or
Spin. Wrap it on up.
Yep.
And don't forget, guys, you can also donate to our our Streamlabs. So
yes,
streamlabs.com/whoaretheypodcast. Get your thoughts, your opinions.
Maybe we'll think about it. If you donate, we might just put a slice. You
want
to put it there.
If you
Absolutely.
donate, what should we say the amount? $10. You can guarantee the fourth wheel spin. You can guarantee the fourth wheel spin. And actually, maybe we won't even spin the wheel. Maybe we'll just let you pick the slice.
Let's pick a slice.
Before we go on to the next wheel slice.
Yep.
And the Harris brothers would reunite. Very interesting. I like to see that. I think that there could be a plot twist that could be really shocking. And we find out that Kevin Smith actually turns his back on Kaiser and goes to a different faction. Oh, that would
be a wild. We got to spin the wheel. Let's see if we get storylines. Let's spin the wheel.
Yeah, let's spin. Yeah, we'll do. Let's go.
I gotta bring it over.
There we go. Right. Let's spin it.
Hold up. I gotta bring
this is my spin, right? This is my spin.
Mr. Chug spin.
Yeah.
Let's go. Give me the mic.
You already got what you wanted.
There we go. Malcolm comes in and he predicts talking about storylines. So
look at that.
So I think this is what this is like. What storyline would you want to see it this year?
The storylines in general. It doesn't have to be one. It can be multiple.
Oh, I mean, but which one what would be an interesting storyline? Obviously,
I mean, I think what Malcolm just brought up. I mean, I agree. There's no way that Smets and Kaiser aren't together this season. I agree with that. But let's say they're together. They come out with this first pay-per-view. Worst case scenario happens and Chandru beats Smets again. And then now all of a sudden we got Smets just going off on Kaiser. Like, where were you, bro? Like, you know what I mean? Like, just something happens and then he bounces and Parker's like, yo, I'm still here, Kaiser. What's up? What up, homie? What's going on?
I don't think by the way, people, I don't think the wheel is rigged. I just think, because I'm the one controlling this, I just think Shug is a little bit clairvoyant.
Apparently. Maybe I should go buy some lotto tickets.
You should.
I think the storyline I'm interested in season 9 for me, obviously, because I am a Den chill. Where does the Den go from here?
You don't say.
Yeah, apparently. You got Saul and Thomas Harper, and Kate kicked everybody out.
Yeah.
Who's coming to the Den? Who can she recruit?
They need reinforcements.
Because you need a singles player.
Very bad. Very bad.
We need a good singles, and then you need a good team.
And you need a team. Yeah, I mean, Saul obviously, especially if we're going to be in live studio matches, Saul's gonna be able to have to perform in live studio. He hasn't been able to perform last year in live studio matches. He's gonna have to do it, or it's gonna be Kate made a mistake. I think he can do it. So, but you're losing Paul Preston, you're losing Ben Goddard. You had Mark Riley, you had Alfonso Duralde, you had Rachel Silvestrini, you had Peggy Govins, you had Jessica. I forgot how to say her last name, but you have all those people and
Slow.
Thank you, Chris.
Chris popping in our private chat saying it's the Showmanati rigging our wheel.
Right, it is the Showmanati rigging our wheel. Where does the Den go? Who can she get? There was talks last year. I don't remember if people remember this. Go back and look. Repeat the Question had reported it. LGR had reported it. Possibly Ben Bateman joining the Den. Is that if Danger Zone is broken up? Could Ben Bateman end up in the Den?
Kate hasn't really had a singles or teams player she can lean on.
No.
No.
And that would be a good one. Not just a good singles player or a good teams player, but like a good leader too. Like,
yeah. What about trying to get somebody off of Corruption? Corruption's going to have a hard time keeping all their. I mean, they have 4 players, but the problem is 4 of those players, they each play on a team.
Right.
2 of them play on IG. You can't. Somebody's going to get left out. Maybe
not only that is you already have the singles champ on your team, so like she's saying, and then you have another singles and teams player in Adam Collins, And then you have 2 IG players and 2 singles players and a teams player in Chance and
But you
Kalinowski.
can't keep one of those people. You can't keep
Right. And you know that Chance is going to keep
unless
Mike.
Adam Collins plays Star Wars. That's the only way you can keep all 5 of them.
But if I remember correctly, you don't have to keep a Star Wars player. You can just have whatever.
Can you have a flex or whoever?
I think you can just have if I remember, maybe he changed it, but I remember earlier on in the season, or while he was still talking about possible
I
plans.
think you have a teams. You can have a team,
a singles and IG, and then I think it's a flex. It doesn't. Maybe it doesn't have to be Star Wars. Maybe it does. But
Malcolm is the Smominati. What other storylines would you guys be interested in this year? Finish the story. What happened with Andrew Guy?
He's out.
Yeah, I think Andrew.
That's the Smominati, right?
Yeah,
Andrew Guy's a Showmanati.
But Schmominati is possible. But I think Andrew also just really loves being on the desk.
Yeah, I think
he's doing
a great job. He's doing a great job on the desk.
It's literally one of my favorite days when I would turn on a digital match and he would be one of the people calling it. He's so good. He's so good on the desk.
Yeah, for sure. What about you, Matt? What is a storyline that you're interested in?
I want to see more Winston versus Chandru drama. I'm sorry. I don't know who Winston gets as his IG player if he has one. But just a battle between Chandru's probably going to end up being a floater. So with that in mind, Winston's going to need a heavy hitter to make sure he can have someone to go head to head with Chandru, because Chandru's probably going to be wanting some revenge. So I'd be really interested in seeing who that is. Maybe Paul Ayama is the IG player because he has been an IG, and Paul is a 3-division player. He's not great in IG, but he's still pretty damn good. So I think
60 days, right? 60 days.
No, that's Star Wars. That's Star Wars.
Oh, sorry.
You know what I just thought of?
What
if Kate could get Paul Yama on the Den?
I don't think that'll happen.
Oh, I think that would be nice. That would be nice.
Be
He's
fun.
not happy with Winston. He ain't.
No. I wouldn't say he's not happy with Winston. I would say right now he's LeBron in his first stint with the Cavs. You ain't giving me nothing to work with. Give me a Robin. I'm Batman. Find me my Robin.
They found him. They found him the Joker in who's, I forget his name now. God, I just blinked out.
Chandru?
No, not Chandru. His partner from Final Exam.
Oh, Lon.
Lon Harris.
There you go, Lon. Jesus, Buck, do you really have to put that in? Damn.
Where is now we know that the Wildberries are back. Where do we think they're going? Are they staying?
Oh, that's a good storyline. Yeah, thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah, which goes back to the leaks. Wildberries versus Real Rejects. Tie in perfectly.
Oh yeah, the Real Reject. Are they coming back too? Did they say they were coming back?
Part of the leaks.
That's right. That was part of the leaks.
Like the wheel loves us because those two tied in perfectly. Wildberries versus Real Rejects. Something I'd love to see. Because it's something I know, Allison, you're new to the Snowdown, but it was something that we were heading into before they got split up.
So so that'll be fun because that's a team that I haven't gotten a chance to watch because I came in digital. So but everyone loves the Wildberries, so I'm excited about that. I'm definitely intrigued to see where that storyline ends up going.
I agree with Malcolm though. I don't think they need to be a faction. Just let them.
No, probably not.
No, they're going to be a floating team.
They're going to be a floating team. You let them do what they want and play whoever, and you get them to play. You stick them, even though they're probably going to have a losing record. You stick them in the tournament, and it's going to be fun. I'm fine with that. I'm okay with that because there's some teams. Yes, as much as I love the competitiveness of Schmodown, we need to have fun sometimes, and I think the Wildberries bring that. I think Real Rejects bring that. Also, too, who are the storyline of the managers? Is Wick going to be a manager? Is somebody else going to be a manager? Sabrina
is the league right about Sabrina taking on a manager role?
And where do we go from that? Go from there with that. I think that's very interesting to see where that storyline. Does Rachel Cushing become a manager? Which I don't think so because Sam Levine would. Isn't it? Was there a leak about Sam Levine?
No,
there was a
wasn't.
leak about Rachel, I think, coming
Yeah, we
back
raised
onto the
it.
desk.
Christian reached out to her.
Oh, about
something
coming
like
on the
that.
desk. Okay,
Mhm.
but what if she's talked about how I talked to her. She talked about how she likes to help players. What if Rachel came back, formed as a manager, and took all women?
That'd be
Oh,
cool.
Take a
I would
IG
love it.
Star
Y'all
Wars
know
player.
how I feel.
Make a female or
Just
woman
a bunch of badass women. Oh, that'd be
a
amazing.
women's tag team and have a women's single player.
Yeah.
She could do it. Could you
Oh, for
imagine
sure.
Paige for Betty and PG
For Betty.
oh, no, for Betty, but PG's going to the FCL.
FCL.
Could you imagine Paige for Betty and another who? Could we think of Rachel Silverstreamy? You know,
Oh, yeah.
Janine.
Janine.
I think Janine would absolutely jump on that train if Rachel
I don't think Janine's leaving Roxy though. I think that's Roxy's A-tier player.
or for Rachel Cushing.
I think with how Janine has blossomed under Roxy,
True.
It's
She did get to the semifinals under Roxy of the with the tournament. So
True. I think Chris has something to add.
Yeah,
to
I
this.
was about to say, Chris, go ahead and chime in.
Yeah, a couple things. The first thing, I think that was something that was mentioned in the leaks as well in regards to Roxy and who she'd be managing next year. Like that team that was proposed between Marisol and Janine. That was a Roxy-led team according to the leaks. So we'll see if that pans out and if it goes into fruition. But something I want to add, we know there's going to be a lot of personnel changes. Not a lot of people are going to be coming back because of circumstances, whatever they may be. But the rookies are my biggest question, at least this past year's rookies. So the sophomores going into season 9. What's going to happen with someone like a Rick Radis? Really, the entire exchange is my big question. What do you do with the King Arthur? What do you do with the Ty Lieberman?
Yeah,
exactly. There's so many rookies that made a name for themselves over the past year. And what's the future of those folks in the Schmodown itself?
Who else does Finstock have for IG? Because that was Moose, right?
Moose was the IG player.
Taylor Robinson was also
and Craig the Barbarian.
Yes.
So he had those three as his IG players.
Yeah, no, that's real, because that was the whole thing. They made the whole storyline off of just recruiting.
Speaking of storyline, the Schmominati shows up on cue. Thank God Lopez is no longer going to be on screen.
There he is.
I don't know if we
said his name. We said his name 3 times like Beetlejuice. He popped up.
Yeah, and he just pops up. And so other storylines, the Schmominati storyline, the Den storyline, I think is going to be.
But there's so many storylines that have been left half finished. Like I feel like he's saying this season is reboot, right?
Right.
I think part of this reboot needs to be finishing the Schmominati storyline, especially if you're going to be back in the studio.
Right.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Absolutely. We still got a little bit of time to talk about this. What other storylines are there?
If I can chime in one more time for a second.
Sure.
I know, Shug, you mentioned the Rachel Cushing of it all. Let's be honest. If Rachel Cushing came back for any reason at all to manage, people would drop any like Shannon, Gucci, Kaiser. Folks would leave their faction to go be with Rachel Cushing. Or if she did something with Sam Levine, like a duo, like a co-manager situation. Are you kidding me? You're kidding me. Like, that's Rachel Cushing. She goes to the top of wish lists for managers by far, no competition.
Yeah,
for sure. I think that's what would happen as far as if Rachel Cushing came back. I really believe people would absolutely line up to be on her team. Yeah, she owns everything. Like, she would. Who would not want to be on Rachel Cushing's team? The knowledge she possesses. I got to talk to her at Spectacular, and the way she was telling me what she saw from Griffey Newman was unbelievable. Like, I'm so upset that she is not on Backstage anymore because Backstage was canceled, but that she's not on Backstage anymore and she's not in the league like that, because the way she was talking and breaking it down, it was amazing just to listen to her, and then you're
she's
more
one of the greatest players of all time. I mean, She
and
knows
she got
the
better.
ins and outs. Yeah,
and she's gotten better. I was there at the cantina while Amaru and Mike played. She was playing along. She's gotten better, and it's so amazing to watch. And so, if she came back, I absolutely feel that people would line up to be just with her because of how amazing she is. So that's why, yeah. So I hope
she'd have like American Idol style auditions of like just the line wrapped around the building of people just coming in and being like, "Ask me anything, Rachel. Let's go. Let's see what we can do. Let's get those deep cuts."
Yeah,
I do think that they need to finish what's going on with Guy. His whole character arc is being brainwashed as a color commentator. Yeah, and look, he's done amazing on the desk. You cannot deny that. But I would like to see Shmominati. You're in the chat. Can you tell us what you're going to do with Guy?
Real quick. I know Allison's over here. Like, I need at least one guy match in my time of actually being.
I would love it, but I mean, I get it. Like the dude's busy, man. If he's not feeling playing, like I've really enjoyed going back. At least I've watched almost all of the team action stuff, and I would not in any way, shape, or form be any part of any of this had I learned about Swerve probably back then. Those guys were dicks. It was hilarious.
They really were.
I love. I wouldn't be a part of the Action Army if I knew about those guys back then. Nope.
What pieces of shit? I can say it.
Here's a good storyline.
Like
we're about to hit time on the wheel to move on to the next slice. But what if Ben Bateman helps Guy become unbrainwashed and we get the return of team action? That would be awesome. Love it. And Shmominati, I'm going to tag you in everything. Okay, I'll tag you in everything now. Shout out to the
Hi Shmominati. My name's Allison. It's nice to meet you. This is
shout out to the FCL Star Wars champ, Brennan.
What up, buddy?
Meyer, may I say that? Yeah. Brandon Buck, team actor for life tomorrow. I cannot speak tonight. I'm sorry.
We both had long days. You good?
Yeah, one of those days. All right. Let's do Allison, her turn to spin.
Let's go.
Let me share this because I accidentally deleted the shared screen, so let me re-add that back in. There we go.
1, 2, 3.
Hold on, I gotta get the.
Let's see what I got.
What the
something I know nothing about.
The wheel listens to Shug. MTS Awards. Wow, that is this is just like, you know what?
Okay.
Let's finish it off how we know how. All right. Well, first off,
Shmominati is telling us, you don't know me. I know you, but you'll never know me. Hey,
real quick.
Creepy.
I'm upset we didn't say this up top, and that's on me. But to everyone who helped us get our nomination for the Schmodown Awards, thank you. It means a lot. I'm again, I apologize for not mentioning that up top. It's the first show back and get back into the swing of things. I want to thank everyone for the nomination, and if you voted for us, thank you. I appreciate it. It really means a lot. We did a lot to get to this point. Year and a half of work with me, Chris, and Shug, and now we just added Allison, and we're just gonna keep going up. So thank you to everyone who helped us out. Man,
and thank you everyone for being so nice and so welcoming and so open with me as well, as I've come in as like this little baby of digital. So it's been fun getting to know all of you and hanging out and the show.
It's pretty funny. I'm not gonna lie. It's pretty funny. But screw you. So yeah. Go ahead, Allison. I'm sorry.
No, just saying, like, it's been really, really fun, like being able to do this with everybody and hang out and get to know so many people. I'm so glad that I never listened to my parents' advice to not talk to strangers on the internet, because I've met some of the coolest people on the internet. I want to say, especially with all of this. So yeah, thank you guys for bringing me in and for everyone being just so nice. Let's go with predictions.
Yeah. Here, I got the list pulled up in front of me. So we're gonna start off at the bottom and make our way.
We got to run through them too, because this will take.
All right, so actually, we'll start. I'll pick and choose. So, manager of the year, who you guys got?
I would love. I mean, if he had walked away with a belt, I would have said Gucci. I mean, I still think he deserves it, but just with what he managed to do with all rookies and how he put Finstock, in contention for the faction prize without a single title shot the entire season until Spectacular.
Yeah.
I mean, that's amazing. That's just a feat in and of itself. That was just based off of points alone. So you don't get that by not being manager of the year. Now, do I think it's going to go to him? I don't know.
I think it's a two-person race, and I should mention the other manager of the year nominations are Corey Jean Drew, Sam Levine, Kaiser, and Shannon Barney. Recency bias tells me that Shannon Barney, because she has those titles, will win it. But here's my thing. I and Shug knows me, and I screamed this all year. I thought the faction points were stupid, and if you were pulling in the sports aspect, which I will say we didn't touch on this in storyline or leaks, but we need to pull back on this as the sport, and I know Chris agrees with me. Chris, if you want to chime in. But yeah, the sport aspect side of it, Gucci did something that a lot of people didn't think would happen, and he made a successful team out of 4 non-rookies and 1 rookie.
Yeah.
And all rookies otherwise, excuse me. I said 1. Yeah. But no, it's crazy to me that people want to overlook. Like, people are like, oh, Craig picked. Gucci and Craig still talked. Like, Gucci and Barbarian talked. Gucci and Roca and Barbarian. All 4 of those people were in a war room on draft night talking about who we should pick and why and this, that,
goddamn dossier.
And by the way, if you weren't that spectacular, they were selling the dossier.
No one got one for me. I was very upset.
But at the end of the day,
PDF.
Yes. At the end of the day, when it comes down to it, he's still the manager. He still had to make the final calls. Mm-hmm. And his team ended up having the best overall record because of it.
Yeah.
And we all said, let's put this out there right now. All of us said if Griffin ends up having to play 2 matches at Spectacular, he might not win anything because of the fact that he's going to have 2 matches. And it came out after the fact that there was a chance he wasn't going to be able to play that day. So what would you have said then? There's so much there and so many other factors that Gucci had to get around behind the scenes. That man deserves his award. I love Shannon Barney. I know I say I hate corruption, but I love Shannon Barney. She came onto this show. I loved talking with her. I got to hang out with her on Swag Day, Fun Day a year ago. And she's a great person. She's a great manager, and she's a great character. But you have to give the man who set this path forward his respect, especially when he reinvents the wheel.
Yep, 100%.
Yeah. Look at you're speaking facts, as Gucci would say. I mean, you can't deny that he took a team of nobodies, and everybody said he was going to finish last. I think there he is. Everybody said he was going to finish last, and he damn near said he has the best record in the Schmodown, the best record.
Yeah,
he's literally just he's a question or 2 away in 2 matches from being the faction of the year.
But absolutely. That being said, if you watched the Chiefs Bills game yesterday, you have to play the full game and not leave 13 seconds on the board. Yeah. That being said, they didn't get it done in Spectacular. They didn't get the faction championship. Shannon Barney did.
And that's why she's probably going to get manager of the year. I'm not mad at it. I'm not. Yeah. I wouldn't be.
She's my number 2 pick. I'm not saying that. Actually, she isn't my number 2 pick. I will say that. She's my number 3 pick. My number 2 pick, without a doubt. And I'm sorry, Amaru. I know you're preaching Sam in the chat, but I'm not going with Sam. It'd be coy, because how'd you bring your team from negative points to where they finished at? That's impressive.
Yeah, but you had good spots for your team. I think that's the only reason I'm not putting Coy that high, because Gucci didn't have.
You also got Shazam giving
going to be a number 1 contender.
Time a -1 on top of the points that they and all of their number 1 contender matches or teams. Like, I mean, Shazam crushed it for sure.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's before we move on, because we do need to move on so we can get through this.
Yeah.
I think Kate got shafted because she has a champ, and a lot of these other
does.
people don't. And she championed him all the way to that title, and he played amazing. So I think Kate absolutely deserved another mention in this. But my bias of the Den Chill.
You know what? She fired her whole team. She fired her whole faction. So we may be having this conversation next year when they're going through awards.
So here, let's keep moving. Let's try to keep these at like 2 minutes each.
Yeah, let's go. What's next?
So let's just give picks from here on out because we got a lot to get through. So let's just say faction of the year.
Exchange.
Yeah, your options are the Exchange, Corruption, Mercs, Suspects, or Dungeon. I
think you go Exchange here. They were the faction
100%.
Like we always say it's about wins and losses, and what faction had the most wins? The Exchange. I get that Corruption at the end of the day, they have more championship wins. Yeah, it factors into it.
Yeah.
But overall, nobody, like we said in this last, nobody expected the Exchange to be where they were.
Yeah.
No one. And the majority of those wins came from rookies.
Yep. All right, next. Who we got?
Babyface of the year.
Nikki Dimalanta.
Yeah, Nikki Dimalanta.
Yeah, and I know Chris in the back saying you don't need to sprint through these. Chris, I'm sprinting through the ones I know we're all agreeing on. And that's Nikki Dimalanta. And the nominees.
Let's say the nominees. Sorry, Chris.
The nominees are Nikki Dimalanta, Brendan Myers, Nina Machine, Bibbs, and Beth May.
Nikki Dimalanta.
It's Nikki Dimalanta. I think she blows them all out of the water.
Yeah, I mean, Brendan would be the only other person I pick. Janine is kind of a tweener for me. Bibbs, I love Bibbs. He's great. Beth May, I saw
Frank's argument for her.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm good. Yeah.
And honestly, like, this might be a hot take. I don't see Bibbs as that much of a face.
He can be very
tweener. He's a tweener.
Yeah, he's a tweener, but he can be very heelish at times.
100%.
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is. I'm going to go to one we might have some argument here on, and that is Heel of the Year. And the nominees were Chandru Dandapani, Rick Radis, Mike Kalinowski, Gold Leader, and Bobby Gucci.
Okay, I do have this pen. However, I don't know how you don't give this to Chandru. I don't know. Like the shitstorm that he started on Twitter and the way that he has just developed his character work and the shenanigans he pulled in New York coming into Paulo Young. I was there. Like, that was my first Schmodown event ever, was that live New York event. And he comes running in and people are like, what's going on? And it's him saying, like, and starting that whole little storyline and how he's just kind of, and then his descent into madness. And then he's the one that's taking on Smets's return. Like, come on. Like, there's his whole meltdown that he had at Spectacular was phenomenal watch. Like, I don't know how you don't give that to Chandru. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm going to say this right now. You go to that Spectacular moment, and I think you put anybody up there. Obviously, people are going to cheer for Smets. But damn near Chandru made that moment 10 times better.
100%.
Next year, he's either going to be he's going to be hated or want to be murdered, because if he beats Smets, people want to kill him.
Yeah.
When he loses Smets, everyone's going to hate him. And that's all because of what he did this year and the work he put in. I absolutely believe Chandru is the heel.
Chandru's in a no-win situation for this pay-per-view match.
But he's accepted it.
Right.
Yes, Rager, I love what Rager's done, but Rager's not that, like, Chandru's that evil heel.
Rager's the chaotic heel.
No, Rick Radis is that funny heel. Like, he's like
that's what I mean by chaotic. He's that fun, chaotic. He's a heel, but he's
Joker, and Chandru is the Heath Ledger Joker, where he's like a piece of garbage.
But
not literal garbage. We love Chandru.
Yeah.
But before we move on, we all need to recognize who the real heel of the year is that got shafted on this, and that's Gold Mother.
Yes. If you did not vote for Gold Mother,
you did not follow Andrew Bushkar on Twitter throughout this entire season and on Facebook, you missed out on so much fun. And I hope we get so much more of Angie Bouchard throughout the next season. Yes. I love her so much.
All right. Now we're going to move on to match of the year. We're 10 nominees here, so we're going to run through these real quick. Damon versus Dimalanta 1. Corruption versus Shazam. Kalinowski versus Parker. Kalinowski versus Don DePani. Machine versus McKee. Harper versus Nikki Dimalanta. Paul Archerhauser versus Mike Kalinowski. Damon versus Adam Collins 2. Deception versus Blackjack. Shazam versus Otter couple.
I think you go Damon Dimalanta because the one that was the first 51-50 match, right?
Yes.
I mean, I think that's a no-brainer. The only other one that would come close would be Harper Dimalanta at Spectacular in my mind.
Yeah. I think a lot of people, I know people were throwing out the whole Parker and Kalinowski was a great match. It really wasn't. It wasn't that good. They missed a lot of questions. Nikki and Harper was a better match at Spectacular. So I don't know why.
It was the only match to go perfect except for Nikki's bonus question.
Yes.
Bonus question. But the Andrew Damon 1 match,
that can't be topped.
That match was amazing because of how it went down, the way it went. There was do not tell me other than me and a few people I know picked Dimalanta to win that match.
Nobody did.
Nobody did. And it went the way it went, this wild way, and then the challenge happened, and then how Alex missed that question was crazy. That is the match of the year. You can't tell me otherwise. Do not at me. I don't care.
Don't at me, bro.
So yeah, it's Alex Damon.
I agree.
And I think Nikki Harper was a great match also, and I think that needs a lot of love too. But I think the Dimalanta.
I think if we didn't have I mean, maybe with Dimalanta winning, but if it wasn't a 51-50, I think we'd be having a much different conversation about Harper and Nikki's match.
100%. All right,
Chris in here with the private chat with the hot take: KO versus Chandru from the Cantina.
I mean,
that's a good match. It's a good match.
It was a good match.
And
it was very high.
Money rounds.
But it was very emotional, very high in character. I will not take it away from that.
Yeah.
But just gameplay, the stakes. I don't know. Damon Dimalanta 1 just felt different. It just felt different, and that's also a match where I cried. So
yeah, we have proof.
We have proof. All right, Matt. What's next?
Real quick, my match of the year is also Damon versus Dimalanta 1. It is what it is.
For sure.
Upset of the year. Your nominees are Janine the Machine defeats Dan Merle. Andrew Dimalanta defeats Alex Damon. Nikki Dimalanta defeats Alex Damon. Press Room defeats Danger Zone. Paige for Betty defeats Ben Bateman. Shug, go ahead. We know where you're going here. Shug, we know where you're going.
I think a lot of people are going to go with the Paige match, which I understand why. And trust me, we were part of that match. Go back and watch the promo.
Yes, we were.
We were just talking about Alex Damon, Dimalanta 1. Yes, loved it. Loved that match. But be honest with you, Nikki Dimalanta versus Alex Damon is my upset of the year. That was because
I was picking Nikki in that match. At that point, I had swung on the Nikki train, and I was picking Nikki in that match because I didn't trust Alex.
I don't. Go ahead.
Honestly, I would say I think an even bigger one is Janine over Merle.
That is.
I mean, this is a tough one, but I think
no one gave Janine the night of day. You're absolutely correct.
No, and I think that, and I mean, to be fair, Janine's a phenomenal player. Merle missed his 3 and 5, so that's on him. But at the end of the day, she still held her own in a match against Dan Merle. Honestly, I also kind of think her beating Kalinowski, not getting the love that deserved, that was great gameplay. He hits opponent's choice. She gives him a weakness, and then she gets something she's really good at, and she crushed. And so I would think I know they try to play that up, that's not an upset, but I mean, Kalinowski's not someone to, mess with. I mean, he's a good player too. So, you got to kind of look at it in that way as well. But I think Janine beating Dan is definitely should be in a higher contention and talked about more as upset of the year for sure.
I know personally, I picked for Betty over Bateman because emotionally we were a part of it.
I'm kidding.
But also, Paige came out last year before she was drafted saying her goal was to beat Ben Bateman.
Yeah.
And still, even after everything she had done up until that point, nobody believed she can do it. She proved everyone wrong. And
she sure did.
For that reason, that's why I got to go for Betty Bateman. She called her Babe Ruth shot and she hit it out the park. Did she win the tournament? No, but she called her shot and came in and did exactly what she said she wanted to and was going to do. So 100%. For that reason, I give it to her.
You can't be mad at it.
We got some people in the chat. Corey Cameron, forget who I voted for, but I'm on press room breeding danger zone. Okay, Paige over Bateman. And the Schmominati is giving us issues. What is so difficult about pronouncing his name? He's been in the league into his fourth season. Schmominati, kiss my Puerto Rican. You know what?
Schmominati.
I can't read or write or grammar or. Have you seen my?
All right, on to the next. We got to keep going.
We
got a ton to get through.
Yeah, I think since considering we cut others short by a couple minutes, we're fine. But feud of the year. This is a favorite.
Harper versus Gold Leader. I don't even want to hear the rest.
Yeah, I was just about to say Harper versus Gold Leader. This is a quick
But what are the noms? The
nominations are Merle versus Rocco, which I understand. Mike versus Chandru. Dimalanta, the Dimalantas versus Alex Damon. Paige versus Bateman. And then Harper Gold Leader, of course.
I think you have to go Harper Gold Leader just because it was the gift that kept on giving all season long.
I understand what y'all saying. It was. Yeah. Why was this not on there?
Yes. Thank you. I was pissed when that wasn't on there.
I don't think he put it on there, though. Now that I think about
it. Corey Cameron, Christian versus Digital.
Can we give that one a nomination, please? Please, can we give that one a nomination?
That's hilarious. I think Saul versus his internet. That's another really good one.
I think for me, as much as I love Harper and Gold Leader, I think you have to go Mike Kalinowski, Chandru. I think that was just a great rivalry.
It was, but when I think of feud of the year, like that was fun, but it was good they did it for that match. Whereas you have Harper and Gold Leader just leaning into it, and like they don't even have anything coming up. Like it's just someone posts something on the Facebook page, and one of them's in there just making a shitty comment, and it's hilarious. Like it was
good. Yes, it was good. But
his mom got involved. Like, come on.
Yeah, it's weird.
I mean,
I get what you're saying, but I think I'd have to put still Chandru Kalinowski because they just overall I liked it. Yeah. But I was part of the Gold Leader Harper stuff, and it was amazing.
I tried so hard, Malcolm.
Yes,
that was me who put that in.
100%
in the
agree
group.
with you.
I loved it so much. Yeah. Oh, they're the best.
All right, moving on. Comeback player of the year, who I think not the Page for Betty version of comeback, but yeah, comeback player of the year nominees were Janine the Machine, JTE, Andrew Dimalanta, Mara Knopic, David Del Rio.
Okay, I'm gonna try this one more time real quick. Schmominati. I can't talk. I can't say you know what? Go away. I'm done with you. It was nice to meet you. I'll see you later.
I know a lot of people are gonna say Janine. I really do think a lot of people are saying Janine. I don't agree. I think Del Rio. Honestly, believe Del Rio is comeback player of the year. I think Janine, yes, she's a fan favorite. She beat Dan Murrow. I think that's why people are putting a lot of stock into it. But Del Rio and JT to me had more of a comeback than Janine did. And that's not dissing Janine. I'm not trying to say she didn't do a good job. I'm not.
Right.
I'm just saying, to me, if we're going by comeback,
here's
it's those two people.
So I rode the JTE train most of the way, but with how Janine performed in the tournament and who she beat along the way, that is the only reason she ended up overtaking him. If she didn't beat Kalinowski and Merle, then probably would be a different story, and I'd still be saying JTE.
I mean, but that to me is who had the bigger wins. Janine had the bigger wins.
Yeah, I mean,
we're not talking about the bigger wins. We're talking about who had the better.
But she was also playing for her Schmodown career this season.
So, maybe. Okay.
I mean, that's what it felt like, at least. So,
right. To be honest, I don't really have a dog in the fight because I wasn't here for previous seasons. So there's not really much I can say. So,
all right, we got the player rankings to get the
Schmominati. Have a better and easier name to fucking say.
I think he's talking about. I think they're about Chandru, whatever his name is. Chandru.
Chandru.
Yeah,
Chandru.
His name is Chandru, and we're pronouncing his last name wrong. I don't know.
I'll
time you out, Schmominati.
So moving on, we're gonna go to team of the year.
Let's at least just do the players, and then we can wrap it up.
Yeah, so we're gonna do team of the year, and that's Corruption, Lightning Time, King Arthur, Shazam, and Danger Zone.
I mean, I'm a shill for Griffey Newman, but you know, it depends on do you go with the argument of who has the belts or who did the best, you know? And King Arthur as a rookie team ran through that whole freaking tournament, beating Final Exam, you know, doing everything that they did. I would call them a team of the year for sure.
I think, yeah, I agree with you as far as, but at the end of the day, it's about the belts.
Shazam. I'm a shug here. Shazam kept the belts. Like, what else can you ask for?
Now, King Arthur was a great team, great rookie team. You know,
I mean, I see it.
Unless the leaks are true, then they should be back next year. You know.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. Nope. I can see the argument for both for sure. For sure. Shame on me. Shame on you, sir. Shame on you or ma'am. Binary. Whoever. We love it all. We love you all.
Moving on, we're gonna go to Inner Geekdom Player of the Year, and their options are Mara Knopic, Mike Kalinowski, Robert Parker, Amaru Moses, and Chandru.
I'm gonna go vote. I'm just gonna say Amaru because he's in here and I want him to be my friend. So
Amaru is actually was my number 2 on this list, but it's easily Mike Kalinowski.
Hi, PLD.
I'm just gonna say that. I'm just gonna say this right now. Saul got shafted.
Yeah, he did.
He either KO'd people or got KO'd. So he should have been in this list as for IG player. Obviously Amaru, the man, did amazing this year as a rookie. But yeah, you got to go with Mike. Mike defended the belt, which hasn't been. You got to remember the IG belt was getting tossed around like, you know.
And only he defended it 3 times.
Yeah, 3 defenses.
Right?
No, he won twice, defended it twice. Or won it once, defended it twice.
Defended it twice, yeah.
Yeah, so I think
he's defended it because he defended it against Chandru.
Oh yeah, you're right. 3 times.
He defended it against Amaru.
And remember, nobody had done that before because Chandru had defended a spectacular. He defeated Chance. Oh shoot! I hope I didn't kick Amaru out. I don't know if he got shafted, but it was between him and Chandru for the 5th, and I would have definitely went with Saul.
No, I think you got to get
who played
Chandru.
for titles. That's what Art ultimately who played for the title. And that's what you got to follow.
All right, I'm biased. Leave me the fuck alone. Okay.
I mean, I'm biased. Amaru's my boy. Like Amaru and I can talk about stuff.
First off, Amaru hit me up the other day and said he don't even like you. So
he hates the fact that my Cavs have beat his Knicks twice. So
here, don't start that argument on here. Wait, save that for Wednesday, and just letting everybody know, Real Sports is moving to Wednesday this week because Colin Morris has a basketball game to do tomorrow. We're not going to be able to do it tomorrow. So we're going to do the show Wednesday. Amaru, matter of fact, Amaru, I'm calling you out right now. I want you to come on the show on Wednesday to talk about this whole KC and Bills thing if you have time. Let me know. Let me know. DM
Classic production meeting on air.
Yeah, right online. There we go. Anyway, let's go. Next one, Matt.
Next one is the Star Wars Player of the Year. Thomas Harper, Andrew Dimalanta, Nikki Dimalanta, Gold Leader Laura Kelly.
I mean, the question is, where do you give it both to Harper, Rookie of the Year, and Star Wars Player of the Year, or do you go with the person who dethroned and did the impossible first, which was Andrew Dimalanta? And I think that's kind of where you have to. I think
I'm going to be unpopular. I'm giving Thomas Harper both.
Yeah, I can see it.
Thomas Harper, Shugs, quit shaking your head. I love it. I love Andrew, but when it comes down to it, Thomas Harper had one of the best statistical seasons of the Schmodown in its entire history. His accuracy was nearly unheard of. I think he missed 2 or 3 questions total for the entire season, which is insane once you think about it. So anything but respect for Thomas Harper I'm not here for it.
I agree.
All right, well, first off, I want to point this out. Great. This actually should be a Will Slice. Yes, that should absolutely be a Will Slice. Now I'm going to tell you, Matt, that you're wrong. Okay, and this is Star Wars Player of the Year, not Rookie of the Year.
This is Star Wars Player of the Year.
Star Wars Player of the Year. Let me tell you something. I love Harper. I'm a den shill. Okay, but look at who he played. Great players. But Dimalanta beat the unbeatable not once, twice. He beat Laura Kelly, who we all were saying was probably next to win the belt because how great she was playing. And he beat her soundly. And he lost to Harper on Harper's answering his 5-pointer. I understand how Harper
I'm not taking that one away.
I understand Harper went undefeated this year. I understand everything he did. Nikki put on a great match and it's spectacular. But Andrew Dimalanta was not supposed to be Alex Damon, and he wasn't supposed to do it twice. Okay,
and he wasn't supposed to do it in a 51-50. I think that's where
a 51-50, which Thomas Harper is on record saying he didn't miss a single question, and he would have still been.
Of course, 100%.
But Matt, I could have said that.
Sure, we were both talking on that night. Quit.
I believe,
I'm just saying, I love Harper. He knows I love him. Everything he's done in the Schmodown, I love because he's part of the den. But this award, the Star Wars Player of the Year award, needs to go to Andrew Dimalanta. He did what nobody thought he was going to do, and even though we've had this conversation with Harper. Yeah, Harper had he had expectation, but come on, let's be real. We didn't expect him to be this dominant. Nobody expected him. We expected Harper to be good. Nobody expected Andrew Dimalanta to do what he did except for him. He was the only one, and me, because I picked him every time. But he was the only one to say, I'm going to beat Alex Damon. Other than Harper. Even when Harper said it, people were like, we'll see. Damon, are you sure you can beat him? You beat him in Dragon Con, not Schmodown. Andrew did it first. I'm giving it to Andrew. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, PLD is about to chime in because he said,
Oh, God, PLD.
Here we go.
I love Andrew D.
Here comes another bad take by PLD.
Classic PLD. Mute him. 5-minute timeout.
No.
Well, let's move on to the next one. We'll come back to see what PLD has to say after his tirade.
I'm pulling up. All right, we're on to Singles Player of the Year. Dan Merle, Griffin Newman, Marisol McKee, Ethan Irwin, or Janine the Machine.
It's not even close. Marisol McKee.
McKee.
Single player of the year. If you want to talk about overall player of the year, we can have a different conversation. But singles player of the year, she didn't lose a match. She played in some high stake matches. She played somebody that let's be on record. Certain somebody on this camera was like, he's going to show up to Spectacular and he's going to win the belt. And yeah. Shut up, PLD.
We understand that, PLD. We're not dodos. Like, we watched. We know. Like, we know. And that's what I'm saying. Is like, I don't see if Harper wasn't a rookie, I would 100% put him straight up for Star Wars Player of the Year. I think for him and where he is and what he's done, he has plenty of opportunities ahead of him to get that title. I think with what he's done is what he's shown with his accuracy, with how dominant he was coming in the way that he has, there's no question that he's not Rookie of the Year. But when it comes to Star Wars Player of the Year, I think you have to look at where it all started. And it started with Andrew Dimalanta dethroning Alex Damon in a 51-50 match and then defending against him again.
Ding, ding,
You're
ding,
right.
ding,
I'm
ding.
not. I get that, PLD.
Wait,
I'm not
hold
saying.
up. No, I'm going to take that. No, he's not a rookie. He's a rookie in the Schmodown. He's
Right.
not a rookie entering movie trivia. There's a difference.
No, he is a rookie of answering strictly movie trivia because
I'm sorry,
Dragon
you're right.
Con is
Hold
all
up.
canon.
Well, it's all, but they have movies in them.
Yes,
They talk about the movies.
But it's singling it down to strictly movies, and this is why I
What
don't.
made it easier? What
No,
made it easier for Thomas?
It doesn't because Thomas.
Matt, we've asked Thomas this question. Hold on, we already moved past this. Why are we going back to this?
Yeah.
Anyway, you're wrong. Let's move past this.
All right, here. We're gonna. I already said
Marisol. Okay, let's go.
We're on the Player of the Year, and this is why we're about to get into it because I'll be the one to start this one off, and I'm gonna. My hand's about to show. My Player of the Year is Thomas Harper. I think Thomas, because of, and this is why I can't sit here and give him Player of the Year and not give him Star Wars Player of the Year, and that's part of the reason why I gave him Star Wars Player of the Year, because
I think you could.
Ultimately, like I said, he had one of the most dominant seasons, not in just the Star Wars division, but in the Schmodown ever. Domination. Beat everyone. You threw him Wit, who everyone thought was going to get steamrolled. Went down to the wire.
Chris.
If I remember correctly, he got Whiteley. And he took care of Whiteley. We get to the tournament. He takes care of everyone in his path and then beats Gold Leader.
Okay, Matt's freezing.
Matt's freezing. Good. Works for me. No, Mike Kalinowski.
But you know what, though? He makes a point. Because I'm going to say Mike also. I am going to say Mike Kalinowski. But Matt makes a point. He wasn't that good in singles this year. He was okay in teams, and he played great in IG. Thomas Harper played great all year.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Nikki, great all year. Yeah, and it's Player of the Year. He's absolutely right. McKee played great in singles, did not play great in teams. Bibbs played great in teams, not too bad in singles. I get where Matt's coming from. I actually kind of agree with him. But it's Mike Kalinowski. He played all three divisions. I think he had a winning record. I don't think he had a losing record in any of the divisions.
I think it solidifies him with the 3 belt defenses too, across playing in
basically
in 3 divisions.
He had minimal. I'm pretty sure he
was only 1-1. He was only 1-1 in singles.
Yeah,
he was
and then 0-1 in team. No, 1-1 in teams also. He was
1-1 in teams, and then he went 4-0 in IG. Yeah. So yeah, I think it's absolutely Mike. But Matt, I'm going to agree with you. I see it. You're right. Nobody else. You're right. Everybody else, because they were playing 2 divisions, they either had a really strong one division and mediocre other divisions. Thomas Harper, he played one division, but he was dominant. So
he did.
I wouldn't be mad about it.
I'm just saying. I will.
Oh, he's
Chris was in
again.
the private chat. Chris was in the private chat going like, Matt.
Chris is probably losing it right now.
Chris is losing his goddamn mind. He's like, y'all got 6 minutes. Let's go.
But he's like, get Thomas. This is just me. I talk about Suge knows me. I talk about the sports side of things. When you look at domination, Thomas Harper for this season of the Schmodown was right next to the dictionary definition. It's just it is what it is.
Hobbit brings up a great point, Andy, and thank you for joining us for a few minutes before.
I think that's because of the spectacular one. He is
I think this is true. I think
it's because of the spectacular one because it was that 10, 11 points. I
think at one point Saul was up there because he was knocking everybody out, but then he got knocked out. So then
Mike,
got some negative points in.
It's Mike and then Griffin, if I remember correctly.
Jesus Christ, Chris is going crazy in the background.
Chris is losing his mind backstage. I love it.
He really is. All right, let's go. Let's move on. Okay, PLD says that is true. So yeah, Mike should be the winner of this, but I'm not mad at what Matt is saying.
Oh no, not at all. Not at all.
Let's go, Matt. Next one.
That was it.
That was it.
Because we're not doing any of the media awards or anything. So that was it.
We did. Did we go over Rookie of the Year already? Did I miss it?
Yeah, we went over Rookie of the Year.
No, we didn't go over Rookie of the Year.
We did go over Rookie.
No. We went over Star Wars Player of the Year.
Do Rookie of the Year and let's wrap this shit up.
Griffin Newman,
fuck off, Chris.
Thomas Harper, Nikki Dimalanta, Amaru Moses, Josh Horowitz.
Okay, well, I think we've had this fight on the internet. I think I was arguing with Khan. I was arguing with all these people. The bottom line is, if we're going to talk about all this stuff.
What did I just say for Player of the Year? That's my same argument for Rookie.
PLD's talking about how Harper went undefeated. He was a rookie. The bottom line is, Amaru, Rookie of the Year. Very true, Amaru. You are Rookie of the Year.
You seem like Stevie from Malcolm in the Middle with I'm Rookie of the Year.
No, it's Harper, 100%.
It's Harper. Yeah, it's Harper.
Absolutely.
I understand what Newman did was amazing. In two
You're talking to the biggest Newman shill on the face of the planet, and I'm saying it's Harper.
Yeah, but when you show up to Spectacular, but there's a lot, and that's the thing that sucks. There was a lot of behind the scenes things going on with him, but at the end of the day, it's about the belts. It's about wins.
He had two chances. He had two chances to go in.
Because if he wins, I think if he wins any belt, they win faction title, right?
Yeah. And if Malcolm, I love him. I love it. Great movie.
That was a
no, I think if Newman came in and did both belts, we're talking Player of the Year. If he came in and did one belt, we're talking Rookie of the Year for sure. But
all of us have been there. All of us have been there. We've all been cut off at third base. I promise.
Not Austin Mahomes.
That was actually the wild card question: is if you've gotten cut off at third base on prom night.
That was
the wild card question.
I didn't go to prom.
Here, I will say this. I think at the end of the show, if wild card hasn't been revealed, we shouldn't let the person who was wild card say what they would have said, what their option would have been. So, Allison Salamoni was the wild card this week. Allison, what would you have said?
I was going to say we all had to say at least 3 nice things about a Schmodown player that we don't like.
Oh my God. Whoa.
The best part of that question is outing who you don't like. That's the best part of that question.
But Chris, you know who Matt would have said nice things about, right?
I'm trying to think. Put it in the private chat. I don't want to out Matt right now.
y'all don't know who I'd say.
Do I know?
No,
I know who Allison's is.
We don't need to talk about it.
Allison would have been amazing.
No, your guess is incorrect.
Oh,
that would have been a fun one.
Oh, that would have been amazing. That would have
All
been
right, y'all, wrap it up. We're good. We're good.
With that, this has been the first episode of the New Spin from the Real, episode 73 overall. Suge and Allison, go ahead and plug yourselves. Allison, ladies first.
All right. Well, yeah, you can find me on Twitter at Allison Salamoni. Like I said, my new podcast, Behavior Geekology, over with Flick and Reel, will be dropping on Tuesday, February 1st. There she is on all audio platforms. You can also follow me on Twitter at ABA Geekology. Yeah, and see me here every Monday, and we'll keep hanging. Love it.
Suge.
What's going on? Of course, you can find me on Twitter and TikTok, Suge Knight 323. You can find me on Twitch where I'm playing usually Magic, Apex, or COD. On Twitch at Suge Knight 1323. You can find me on my channel. We'll be talking some stuff. Be trying to do a show over there, possibly talking Cobra Kai. Again, Wednesday, we'll be doing real sports with Colin Morris due to him having to do a basketball game tomorrow. So catch us over there, and we're gonna be talking some stuff. I'm gonna try to get Amaru on, maybe get some other people on to talk about this crazy weekend of football. Yeah, you can find me there, and thank you very much for everybody showing up tonight.
And you can find me here doing movie reviews, Spin from the Reel, Saber Reels, Real Talk. Come back tomorrow after. Well, I guess I'll drop it in the evening now since we have an opening. For this past week's episode of Real Talk with myself and Colin Morris. Sorry, technical difficulties on top of school starting up and actually being in person threw things off. It sucks, I know, but I think you're gonna love this episode. It's a shorter episode, not like my episode with Quiz Show where we went an hour and a half talking about Scream and the SAG Awards and all that. But I do have a guest for this week. I will post that on the What Real Entertainment Twitter, which you can find that down there on Wednesday evening. And yeah, thank you for everyone for hanging out. And with that, remember, folks, spin from the reel